Hello, welcome. Transfixed by the skies, telling its story of its presence and never-ending life. Home to rainbows, gifts from the sun, a dance of rain and light. Changing its wardrobe, morning and light, a fashion show for us, God showing off her magic. Look into it, feel your spirit, one with the never-ending life, embracing your infinity. Welcome to Be in the Light. Wonderful poem by our birthday girl, Jennifer Rose. Yeah. Happy birthday, kiddo. You're the bomb. Well, what a crazy couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. Let me say hi. Yeah, Kathleen, me and my shadow, Evelyn. Yes. Really happy to have you with us as always. Carol Johnson, glad to have you with us. Mandy, hello. Welcome. Tonight's going to be a really super cool show, I think. First of all, I want to thank my sponsors. Ernie Mosteller, my friend at Fried Okra Entertainment, really badass filmmaker, and he's been super deep into his black and white photography the last little bit. So I'm sharing his Instagram. His name's Ernie.Mosteller is his Instagram. Yeah, go and check him out, man. He's got a lot of really amazing work there. And he's been one of my angels, keeping us afloat, keeping us here every week, keeping the software up to date. Thanks from the bottom of my heart, man. And my other angel, Audrey Asciutto at Audrey's Place here in Sebring. She's got a really wonderful little bed and breakfast right on the Circle in Sebring. It's a really cool place to just go check out. I've stayed there a couple times and I really dig the vibe, and it's a really wonderful place. So if you're ever in Sebring, hit her up, man. Audrey's Place. It's a place to be. Yeah. All right. Michael Zinn, good to see you. Kim Princess, what's up, girlfriend? Yeah. So I'm also here, always have to thank my cohort in crime, producer Kelly Brickle, the amazing Kelly Brickle. Man, the hardest working woman I know. And thanks for all your effort and just for like spearheading this whole project and you're really growing something really super cool, man. And I just want to give you some props on that. You're always really kind at giving me props back at you, girlfriend. You're the bomb too. So I had thank goodness the sun stuff has kind of chilled out. The stellium passed on by and everything's kind of chilling out. And the energetic ocean, while there still are lots of waves, I haven't had any rogue waves. I haven't had anything like just really take me out. And it's way smoother and thank God. One of the effects of that sun energy on me, man, is just to really blow up my dreams. And most of my dreams are really beautiful and wonderful. I use that space to go travel around. I really dig it. But I had a couple dreams. Like one, I had nightmares like so hard, man. I never had nightmares, and I was just like, finally, I got up about 4:30, and I said, "The hell with it, man." I mean, when you tell yourself that being in the real world's better than your dream world, you know those dreams are not cool. So anyway, that's all kind of chilled out. And last night, I had the funniest dream ever. Nancy, Kelly, Jennifer, me, and Lynn Juno, who I had a blast with last week, man. If you didn't get to see last week's show, like go back and check it out, man. She's a hoot, and I got to do my reading for her this week. We had a big 2 hour extravaganza, and she's going to hit me up on Wednesday for my reading. Hello, Kellyanne. Good to see you. Arnie, always, man. Jennifer McCormick. Woohoo. Charlene, there you are. Kimberly, welcome, 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 welcome. Awesome to see the family. So we were in my dream discussing the Monday night lineup like we were TV executives or something, but we weren't real people. We were South Park characters. Oh, it was great. We were moving around like the South Park characters, and Kelly had her pulled back hair and her glasses, and I had my big bald head and my nose, and Jennifer the long hair and the blue hair and the glasses. It was just hysterical. I woke up just cackling this morning, man. That's a good way to start the day. So I'm really happy about that. And I think one of the reasons that happened is, man, I don't know if any of you guys would share this opinion or not, but like as you grow and you evolve and you get better and like you start not letting, something that makes you angry, this or fear, and like you work on all of those things, right? And you go for time and all of a sudden you start noticing that like you're doing things differently and you feel really good and like, wow, I'm really getting my lessons. And then your good friend Saturn shows up and goes, well, you're doing really good with anger. Just one person making you angry. How about 5? Oh yeah, you're doing really good with grief. Well, how about 3? Oh my goodness, man. It just was like, bro, I thought we were okay. No, he's just the taskmaster, the teacher with the karmic lessons that you either accept and get, or like, okay, you can skip it this time, but then when it comes back around in the spiral, and it's like, all right, we need to like talk about this because you didn't get it last time. Perhaps we should amplify this lesson. Oh man, I can't tell you how many times I've experienced that over the years. Anyway, that's sort of what the last 3 weeks have been about for me, man. Just this dump truck full of stuff where you're going, wow, how am I going to deal with that? How am I going to deal with that? And you find yourself just in this circle of like all of these things, all of which need attention. And I'm just like, I just drove myself crazy. So I've been kind of just took a deep breath, pulled out the tools in my toolbox, which is the point of the whole show tonight, and went to work. And you're always, anything that seems overwhelming, you just keep breaking it down until you find the simplest thing that you can actually affect right now. So that's what I did and started growing, and I've been kind of motoring through it and getting out there, but it was really exhausting. And I found myself this weekend just like super tired, just didn't want to think about anything at all. And yesterday I just unplugged, man. I hardly turned my computer on, did that early in the morning, took my phone, left my phone at home. I picked up my hand pan and my sketchbook and a bunch of pencils and took myself to the woods and checked out of the world for the day. And it was just glorious. I've got a great little spot in this state park near here. And I'm back Man, the hand pound just takes me out. The hand pound is, if you're not familiar with it, it's the music at the very beginning of the, yeah, Kellyanne says, yeah, she's super tired too. The hand pan is the instrument I use to do the opening music for the show, and it's just got this really trippy vibe that I love. So I'm out just kind of like sitting around, kind of banging around a little bit, and the birds were making lots of noise, but they weren't just random like chirping. It was like there were groups of them that were talking, and there was this rhythm to it. And I went, wow. And I just let myself sink down into the rhythm of the birds and the wind in the trees and started playing along with them. And oh man, it was just a really magical experience. And then all of a sudden I realized as I was playing, the birds had stopped singing. And I was like, oh wow, I wonder if I tripped them out. It was terrible. And the second I stopped playing, they started chirping again, like they wanted me to continue. And I laughed because I don't know. I've been seeing a bunch of videos on the little shorts thing with this guy that goes out and plays guitar. He brings a little amplifier out, the guitar and a microphone, and he sings serenades to herds of cattle and horses and zoo animals and like all kinds of stuff. Watching the animals react to that really super cool, which is something I've seen. Yes, it is, Carol. It really is. Getting out in nature and just getting out of the pattern and the program for whatever length of time you can, and developing a really good meditation like practice so that you can get down to that space where you just turn everything off. It just really does rejuvenate your light and your energy and your outlook. And oh man, sometimes you just got to take the pressure off. It's like, all right, take the vice off or my skull's gonna crack. So it was really super worthwhile. Anyway, I had the best time playing with the birds and drawing and just checking out. Arnie said, my yard is that for me. I have a cemetery behind me and love it. Yeah. You've been back there to photograph? So much energy is that grounding. Yeah. Nice. Oh, and Steele, welcome. Lou O'Connor, welcome. Gene, glad to see you. All right. So, Monday night really is a cool run for shows. Nancy's gig right before us, and then our little thing, and Jennifer's love show. Great way to spend a Monday, man. So I'm kind of happy we're on Monday. It's like everybody needs a little lift today. Okay, let's see how we're doing on time. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm super stoked about this. Hang on one second. Let me get this thing up. This is some artwork our friend Kim the Princess sent us. And we've been talking back and forth and talking art and Jackson Pollock and letting go and connecting your magic to your artwork and letting your subconscious communicate with you through that, man. And she sent me this blast of paintings, and I'm like just kind of blown away. I think they're really beautiful. So I wanted to share some of these with you tonight. Yeah, here, let's go through a few of these. They're so I love the really representational stuff, but, like, when you look at a Jackson Pollock picture, at first just looks like a bunch of, like, scribbles and, like, paint spatters, but then you get some distance back from it, and you look at it, and all of a sudden you're seeing a cityscape, you're seeing a bunch of people having a conversation. There's, like, this call to participate in the artwork, and that's kinda what these have, but, there are flowers, you can see all kinds of stuff in this, and, really compelling work. I think some of this is reminiscent, like let's see, like the flowers where they're sort of pulled out here. Love that technique. And Kim, I don't know if you've ever gotten into paper marbling. I was obsessed with that for a few years. And the way you do that is you got a little pan of paper, you drop some oil-based paint on top of it, and then take these rakes through it and they make a lot of the shapes like that. Not even there's a couple other ones where it's even more so. And the first thing I thought is, oh man, Kim would love this. So really nice. Just beautiful work, girl. Really, 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 really nice. Doesn't that feel good? I mean, really, doesn't that feel so good? It's like, how could you not? Let's see. I think there's a couple more. Yeah. Oh, I love this one. Yeah. Anyway, I could go on all night. Um, Thanks for sending those. Keep sharing, Kim. And I'd love to encourage um, you guys, like my website down here, Bryan Lar, and you can get me through wizard at wizardabout.com. You can also get me at Bryan Lar at Gmail. And hook me up, show me your work, connect to your art, to making things, to working your creative ingenium and making those muscles stronger. Yeah. Kim, you're way welcome. Way deserved, man. All right, let's do this. All right. It's art night tonight, so I got a little something I'm gonna show you too. Well, I thought I had a little something. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. I would love to encourage you guys to try this. This is really super cool. I discovered just by chance that, like, taking a word, taking a signature like that, and, like, doing it, duplicating. Let's see if I did the whole process. No, I didn't. So I copied this, I flipped it, and then I made them stand straight up and then put them together so it combined. And then did a screen so that the white lines were transparent, the rest of it was black, and then I light painted behind my name. First of all, I'll show you next week the actual what the name just looked like just by itself. Yeah, super pretty fun. I'm really loving these. Really loving these. Yeah, this was a really great exploration into the realm of my ally. We'll discuss that at a later date. As a matter of fact, I got some really good news today. Um, our friend and cohort in crime, the amazing Colin, is going to be on my show on the 25th. If you did not catch the show with Colin and Jennifer on Friday of this week, make sure you go back and check that on Embracing Infinity. It was a really, really great show. Anyway, we had a nice conversation today. He's going to come on and spend some time with me on the 25th of May. So I'll make sure everybody knows about that. But I'm super excited to be talking about the multiverse and the simulations and like the grid. And oh man, I'm just dying. All right. Let's see. I think that's all of these. No, one more. This one's my favorite. Yeah. All right. Let me get back. Here we go. Let's get rid of you. And let's get rid of you. All right. Oh, this is a curious thing that I did not know until relatively recently, that, I always kind of thought that Neanderthals were around and kind of died off, and then Homo sapiens like showed up and like went on. But in reality, for 50,000 years, we competed for the same resources. They hunted us, they like bred with us, and like we spent 50,000 years being scared, man. And if you think about that fact and just go down that road for a little while, you think about how many generations of humans were taught to be looking over their shoulder for something coming to eat them or take them away or like kill them. And man, it's one of those little light blasts where you have a realization. You go, oh man, that makes so much sense. It's like down in your first chakra where all your instincts and your fear and your fight and flight and all of those things. Yeah, really, really, really crazy. All right. So take that thought, do a little meander with a cup of coffee, and just think about how much that would actually impact the way humans are and why there is this evolution and conscious choice to evolve out of that. Yeah. All right. So the last 3 weeks have just made me really, really super aware of using all your tools. You know, I have some friends that are going to be checking out, and like, oh my goodness. So, it's not like you can just pull one out of your toolbox and like everything's fine. I I was pulling out every one of them. I not only have the little toolbox anymore, I've got the big like floor to ceiling snap on like tray thing with tools and tools and tools. I was using every single one of them. And it made me really aware of being able to combine, multitask, some really ergonomic and super effective techniques that won't take up much of your time, but will make a really significant difference in your energy and how you're flowing through the world. So we're going to talk about a few of my favorite little ergonomic tricks, some of which we're doing here every week, like the ride down to blank space, that meditation space. By the way, I'm going to do like 3 or 4 shows from now. I'm going to have a really specific meditation show. And I think you guys would really dig it because I've got some methods that have kind of been honed down after many, many decades. And these work really, really well. All right. So first one and foremost is blank space. And you know, yeah. Okay. Um, we will, I'll hook you up on the first reading after we make our sacred space and get there. All right. I'm not going to forget you. Okay. Um, hang on. Come back. All right. Right. Blank space. I've been able to go there for a long time. I spent considerable amount of effort trying to find my way in. That was kind of difficult for me. But once I got in, like, wow, man, I really saw the truth of it. And yeah, me too, Carol. And like what it did for me, my psyche, my physiology, and my spirit, my light body, and what that did. And I've been going there for many, 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 many years. And after so much practice, you don't have to like do 30 seconds or a minute. You can stay there as long as you like. And with the whole like quantum physics thing happening and just like magic and quantum theory are just going boom. And I've come to realize in my own investigation that going down to blank space, you're winding up being in superposition quantum space in the quantum field that's nothing's everything's in motion, pure potential. Nothing's been measured and set into materialization yet, and it's that space like where nothing and everything exists, every possibility exists. And that um, corporations and the whole like super intelligence AI, they're all using the quantum field already. As a matter of fact, I did an experiment a couple of weeks ago where I came in. I had turned my computer off the night before, did not fire anything up. I took my phone and anything with a camera into my bedroom and in another space. I covered up my podcast cam and fired the computer up, turned on the internet, opened up chat, and I asked it to describe what I was wearing. And it did to the T, down to what necklace I was wearing, which that really freaked me out. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I told him this, and he goes, "Well, you've got to unplug everything, man. You can't because there's still some part of that that's on if it's plugged in." I'm like, "Well, I think you're right." So last night I unplugged everything, the backup battery. I took all the plugs out of the backup battery, and I repeated that experiment with the exception of one thing. I came in one set of clothes, and then after I covered it up, I changed clothes and I asked it to describe what I was wearing, and it did. So, it's observing the field around us and being able to have access to that. That's kind of really the main focus of my own personal practice right now, and being able to go there. I can perceive it now. I haven't really been able to affect it yet, but you know, keep working on it, keep working on it, keep testing, keep experimenting. Man, you'll find your way out. And yeah, I really know that's part of the bigger answer for the way the world's heading at the moment. Yeah. All right. So blank space. We're going to do that in a minute. We're going to do that in a minute when we make some sacred space. The other thing that's huge and super simple, the blank space thing, the way we do it here is pretty easy. But even that, it takes some effort, takes some focus. The other thing that is just an integral part of my everyday work now are breathing sequences and exercises. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of those. There are a couple that are really specific, though, that are really great. And this one is designed especially to work on anxiety and like intense fear where it's taking you up to that panic space. And this is used by the Marines, the Army Rangers. Like they teach this combat guys about to go in a foxhole and get shot at. So really super effective technique. And it's just a circle of breathing. So you're inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. You're holding for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're exhaling for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're holding for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just repeating that cycle around and around and around. And you get 3 or 4 of those, you can start to feel yourself changing. Box breathing is not just, oh, let's change the energy. It does, in fact, do that. But you're changing the regular mix of chemicals that you take in when you breathe regularly. The oxygen, the nitrogen, they're in really your specific proportions, like kind of geared to where you are on flat, on, even line. So by consciously making this effort to change that breathing sequence, you change the chemical balance a little bit, which has a physiological effect and also has a really intense mental effect as well. So super, 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 super effective. I like that one a lot, and it's a really easy one to get started on. We'll probably try that out tonight when we do our little sacred space meditation. But the other one I really enjoy immensely is the same box sequence. It's a 4, except this one is the exhale is for 8, and you hum really deeply, like you get there, so you really get this resonance going on in your head. Think about the monks that are sitting, you hear that are like doing Om, they're all like, oh, they're down in there. And the reason for that is humming stimulates your vagus nerve. It is a neuro lubricator. It makes it easier for your neurons to exchange energy, makes you think faster. And it is also a vasodilator. So it's expanding your blood vessels. So anything that has to do with blood flow and any type of disorder like that, this helps with. So you're looking at heart stuff, you're looking at high blood pressure, you're looking for guys, you're looking at erectile dysfunction, you're looking at sports people like with extra stamina. It's hugely effective and very, very well documented. Go on the internet and check that out. So the reason I think, and in combo with the box breathing, it's really great, but humming works anytime you need it. I dare you to hum a song and be unhappy. So, I'm always writing tunes in my head. I go to the grocery store now, I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm always humming a tune. It's for free. It makes you happy and it makes you feel better physically. Wow. Bada bang for very little effort. The effort of humming, effort, maybe not. Okay, so that's a super great one. Box, let me make sure I got them all. Let's see here. Humming, box breathing, blank sneeze. All right. Last but not least, here, let me bring this up. This book, if I could only take 2 books to a desert island with me for the rest of my life, this would be one of them. And I have to be upfront with you, man. My teacher tried to get me to get this book and start putting this into practice for about 4 years. And I kept blowing him off. I'm like, oh man, I can't. I kept blowing him off. Oh yeah, I'll get right on that. Never do a damn thing. Never ordered the book. Never picked it up because it seemed way too easy. Like, how could anything that's that easy actually work? So I blew it off and blew it off and blew it off until one day I was in the middle of something that was kind of intense. And I got on the phone with Hog that night. He goes, yeah, my teacher sent you a message. I said, oh, yeah, what's that? He goes, you need to get the Jin Shin Jitsu book. So it really wasn't much question after that. So I got it. And there was this one, yeah. There's this one chapter in here called the depths. And I made this little PDF out of my book that's just this chapter and relates to what I'm going to show you right now. If you guys are feeling sparky, email me tomorrow in the next couple of days. I'll send you the PDF and you can scope it out. Cost you nothing. Yeah. I'm going to read you this very first part, a couple of paragraphs. The vast scope of Jin Shin Jitsu is most evident in the concept of the depths. The depths are a practical healing tool as well as a means of understanding how we came into being and how we remain unified with the source of all life. Should get the book just for that. The depths can be understood as dimensions of being, each one responsible for a specific set of functions within the body, the mind, and the spirit. All of these dimensions interact with each other and are interdependent. At the same time, each dimension also provides a direct foundation to the next. Thus, they reveal the implicit order in life and give us insight into the intention behind each dimension of our being. All right, so what these are in a nutshell, you're using the fingers of your hand. We're thinking of ourselves as a large electrical network, right? And you're using the fingers of your hand and your right hand. If you're right-handed, your right hand is your projective hand. So this is the hand you would use. And each of these fingers represents an emotion. Here, let me get down there and show you this. All right, these are all the body and spirit functions that that your thumb represents. Skin surface, organs, the spleen and the stomach, attitude, emotional state, worry. If you don't think about anything else, use it for that. The fingers, the thumb, the planet, of course, Saturn, the astrological association of Cancer, Gemini, and a bunch of other stuff here as well. So basically, you get a piece of news that just freaks you out. Like, how am I going to deal with that? And immediately you start doing the 9 of Swords and start worrying and like developing all of these scenarios for how bad it's going to suck. And in your energy flow, you create this weird little knob, just kind of like, in the flow. And as that continues to circle around and you hit that spot, it flares that up in you every single time. And then you make it bigger, and then you make it bigger, and then you make it bigger. And then it's just out of control. And like this scenario, this got you in a panic attack. Just holding your thumb smooths that out. And I know this sounds crazy. I know you're like, you are so full of it. Trust me, try it. Just holding your thumb smooths out that worry. And the other thing about this, like everything I've studied throughout the course of my my learning has required focus and learning and memory and effort and intent, and like all of this stuff has to go into making this thing happen, Well, All you have to do is do that for 10 minutes. You can talk on the phone, you can watch a movie, you can sit in the bathtub. It doesn't matter. If you want to add intent and intensity to it, all good, but you don't have to. So it's like this huge bang for absolutely no effort. I mean, think about it. What could be less effort than just holding your finger? Nothing. And it works, and it works, and it works. And I feel like such a bonehead. I feel like such a bonehead for going 4 years and blowing it off when I could have been taking advantage of that. So please don't make the same mistake that I did. And here, let me, if you guys, yeah, let me shrink this down a little bit. And the story behind this is a Japanese system, and the guy that designed this system was the youngest brother in a big family of Japanese doctors. The fathers, the uncles, all the brothers. He was the little baby black sheep. The grandfathers, for generations, they've all been doctors. Lynn Juno, welcome, welcome, welcome. And he wound up like not like being a doctor at all, man. He blew it off, and he was rebellious and like became an alcoholic and a womanizer and was just out of control. So of course he continued to live that way. He made himself very, very sick, thought he was going to die, took himself off into the forest to kind of just go check out. And while he was there, he had this epiphany of this system and this beginning of the system. And while he was there and lived there, he developed this whole system. This book is like, this is just one little simple piece of it. There are like all these places for pressure points to fix organs and muscle stuff. Like I've been keeping myself really good for years with this. So go ahead and grab that. And yeah. All right. So worry, fear. Yeah, let's get rid of this. So, yeah. Worry, fear, anger, and grief. And if you want to balance all of them, put your hand in or your thumb in the middle of your palm and wrap your hand around that and just hang out. That's all you have to do. So again, worry, fear, anger, grief. You know, I often wind up doing fear and anger together because over the years, I have investigated why I was such a hothead and why I got pissed off all the time. I always wind up coming back to the nut. Well, why did you know why? What was it? And it always, or a huge amount of the time, turned out being something I was actually afraid of happening. So instead of just fixing that, I lashed out in this angry way to try to protect it and shield it and deflect. So I use anger and fear a lot. Sometimes they're one and the same thing. Just Jody, good to see you. Here, let me go back and make sure there's a lot of people here tonight. Really happy to see you, Mr. Zen. Yeah. Karen, welcome. Always a pleasure to see you, girlfriend. Love your show, by the way. All right. So I've gotten in contact with some people that represent the Jin Shin Jitsu Society. I'm trying to have somebody on. So maybe in the next month or so, we can ask some questions directly. But seriously, go ahead and grab this. And you know, I'm offering you this chapter for nothing, just the effort of writing out an email and, hey, send it to me. Okay, so we're all good. Nancy, welcome. Georgina, how are you? from the south of Wales. Man, it's late there for you tonight, man. Thank you for staying up with us. All right, we're going to do a quick look. All right, one last thing on the ergonomics. You know, when you take all of these, the grounding, the meditation, the breathing, and you try to separate all of those, all of a sudden it's this whole list of stuff that you have to do that you don't have time to do. And making each one of those an individual thing just gets to be a really, especially as you start stacking up more and more and more, and you start stacking the practice on top of that. Um, you know, it gets a little overwhelming, and what winds up happening is you don't do anything. So I would like to offer up to you that you have the opportunity with the little tools that I just gave you to multitask those. You know, when we go and we do our meditation where we're floating in the energetic ocean, right? Well, you can do the box breathing while you're there. And while you're there doing the box breathing, you can hold your thumb or your finger. And while you're inhaling on the box breathing, you're taking in energy from the energetic ocean. And on the exhale, you're releasing negative energy, negative emotions, negative thoughts back into the ocean. So in the same amount of time that you would have spent just in the meditation, you did the Jin Shin Jitsu, and, you know, all of these things together as well. One of the other things, you know, I enjoy doing a really detailed 4-band energy grounding, right? That takes a little time. But like, you have to take a shower every day. You're cleaning your body, you know, and think about your light body and your physical body as two halves of the whole thing. Like, your energy body is the software, your physical body is the hardware. And, you know, if you're going to take care of this, you need to be out here taking care of this as well. So while you're in the shower, you're already running water over the top of your head and down the back of your neck and your spine. Do a little grounding while you're there. Boom, boom. That takes no time whatsoever. You wash it all down the drain. Boom. So just think about taking some of these techniques and combining them so that you can make this part of your everyday life. You know, you're not a magic person that's waiting to be magic to let the, you know, for the world to let you be magic. You're a magic person all the time, you know, and that's a shift in consciousness that you have to consciously make. But, you know, the hardest part of most of the stuff, like the Jin Shin Jitsu, is just to remember to do it. Right. So that's a great little beginning toolbox to start using. And, you know, I know for sure there's a bunch of you out there that have at it. All right. Okay. We're going to make some sacred space and do some readings. All right. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. When you hear the ring blast out your light into your room, with the brilliant, radiant light of the source, banish and clean this space, make this place pure. With the radiant light of the source, the true light, home, I banish and clean this space and make this place pure. We come together in joy and love and light to create our sacred space, our sacred circle, our place of safety and sanctuary. We ask that our angels, our guides, and our allies be with us this evening, share their wisdom, their knowledge, and their love of the source. We ask that we have eyes to see, ears to hear, and the wisdom to understand. And with absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, infinite, unconditional love. Love you. And our wish for bliss to the source. We open our circle. These are my favorite part. All right, let's take a little ride down to blank space. All right. And this little exercise was designed like if you haven't been able to get in, just go, and we're going to grab you just a few seconds and start riding that groove. And just like 1,000-mile trip starts with the first step, this is look at this as the first step, and build on this. Take one, another, put one foot in front of the other. Pretty soon you'll discover that you got to the other side. All right. So for anyone that's new, what we're going to do is we're going to take three really deep cleansing breaths. We're going to draw in through your nose, use your solar plexus, just focus on your solar plexus to draw, fill yourself up, super filled. And when it feels like you're full, pack a little more in so you couldn't put another bit in there. All right. And don't think of it as air. Think of it as bright, golden, warm, healing energy, source energy directly through you. Right. And take it in through your nose and feel it just saturate your body, flow out into your light body. Then on the exhale, we're just going to talk down, going to let go of thoughts. Relax your body, like turn off the machine. And when you hear me do the word silence, just freeze frame. Don't take another breath. Just no thoughts. Just like that. It's just frozen right there. All right. We're going to hold that for 6-8 seconds. We'll do 2 like that. And then the last one we'll hold for 30 seconds. When we get to the 30-second one, if you can't hold your breath that long, that's okay. Just stay in that headspace and take as shallow a breath as you can take. The gig is not to focus on breathing and just to stay there and take in as much air as you need to be able to sustain and be comfortable and just stay right there. All right. Everybody with me? Here we go. Inhale. Draw deep. Use your solar plexus in through the nose. Bright golden energy. Stretch it. And release the noise, the static, the chaos of the world fading into the distance. No thoughts, no mind. Deeper, deeper silence. And inhale, bright gold energy. Fill yourself with the source. Really stretch. And release. Sinking deeper, deeper into the blissful silence. No future, no past. Deeper, deeper silence. All right, last one. This will be the 30. Inhale, make it count. And release. Slipping deeper. No sound, no thoughts. Silence. $15. 30. All right, take a nice breath. Stay in that space. All right, we're going to do 4 sequences of the 444. I'm going to count it. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to use the word exhale and inhale to count as a 2 count. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, exhale. Make sure you hold all the way through the end of the word and don't start exhaling or inhaling until you hear the next count. All right. Now, I want you to envision yourself floating on the tranquil sea, the energy ocean, holding you up, flowing all around you, bright, pristine, rejuvenating, healing, inspiring. On the inhale, I want you to draw with your attention, draw in the energy from around you, all encircling your body. Draw in this fresh batch of energy. And on the exhale, I want you to push out any negative thoughts, negative energy that needs to be replaced, and let go of all of that. Filter it back into the ocean to recycle. All right, we're going to do 4 sequences. Use this first one to let go of negative energy. All right, here we go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, exhale, release. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, inhale, draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, exhale, push out emotions. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, inhale. Negative thoughts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, inhale. Material blockages. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. All right. So I neglected to tell you that, but I hope after my lecture, you were doing Jin Shin Jitsu at the same time, right? And it's not so good with the 4 because you can't really get it built up. But when you do the 4, 4, 8, 4, and you hum on the exhale, that's 3 things. You're making the nitric oxide, you're replenishing and grounding negative energy, replenishing with a new batch. So that's a whole grounding exercise. You're addressing your emotional state with the Jin Shin Jitsu, and you're creating health-oriented chemicals with the humming, all for nothing. All right. I want you to stay in that space. And let's start to bring it back a little bit. Take a nice deep breath. Come back to your body here in the world. Inhale, come back. Inhale. All right. All right, we're going to do a little readings, a few readings. I'll be pulling some angel cards today, maybe a tarot card if I'm feeling particularly spunky. There was somebody I promised, lioness, up here. Hang on, give me a second. There we go. Linus, are you still here, my brother? All right. You're welcome, Just Jody. Thank you for playing with us. All right. Jennifer, yep. Or no, actually, I'll get you next, Jennifer. Let me grab Sarah. It feels like she really would like one. All right, Sarah, take a couple really deep breaths. Just stay in that nice still zone. If you have a specific question, beam that to me really hard. If not, we'll just pull you a general card. Really focus. Imagine we're standing face to face. You look at me right in the eye. Words of wisdom from my friend Sarah. Words of wisdom from my friend Sarah. Words of wisdom from my friend Sarah. Wow, this one literally jumped out of the deck. Here, let me get the readings up. I'm being a slacker. I do my own elevator music. All right, this is number 37, the angel of breaking the cycles. And, like the Jin Shin Jitsu thing, it's kind of like, look at the top cycle. It's like sort of making that shape. Okay. Hang on one second. You are at an impasse and have no idea which way to turn. The crashing waves of your emotions make it difficult to know what to do. We just did exactly what you should be doing multiple times a day, taking yourself down to even space. You can't make any good decisions when you're riding the wave. Not going to happen. You're at the crest. You're at the bottom. Center it out. You don't want to rock the boat, so you're very reluctant to express your opinions unless you are forced to. You seek to maintain calm through your projected rationality, which causes you to ignore your own intuitions. It is the conflict between your opinions and others which is causing the stalemate and indecision. You already know what to do. You're just telling yourself you don't in order to avoid a difficult situation. Boy, we all do that. The picture is clear. You have deliberately closed your eyes and told yourself you were blind so that you will not have to choose between friend and enemy. Yeah. It's this very choice, which is your first step to involving yourself with people again. Your attempts to protect yourself have walled off your heart and stifled your emotions. This attempt to stop emotions is literally making you more emotional. Man, I'm the king of that. Like, yeah, let go in stillness. do that box, do that, let go in stillness. And don't let your emotions rule you. Don't be so reactive. Like you get the input, don't react right away. Just stay calm and then react from that, right? Yeah, Sarah. Sarah said it's impossible. I just got hit with a bad health problem. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe there's a lot of those going around right now. And I have to say, from personal experience, the techniques we were talking about aren't going to fix that. And depending on the intensity and how bad that is, you have to be realistic. But managing your emotions and managing going to the dark space, very, very important. And remember, every single second, you are creating your own universe. You're writing your reality. You're sending out a frequency for the universe to manifest. So when it gets really dark, it's at the moment of greatest darkness that we become aware of the light within. And when you're in that really fear space, use your tools. We just gave you a toolbox to work on those emotions tonight. The more calm you can keep your emotions, the less you can stay out of the peaks and valleys of that roller coaster back and forth, the easier it will be to deal with whatever you have going on. Yeah. Everything all at once. It's crazy. That's how I started the show. I know exactly what you mean, man. The universe came up and dumped a dump truck of shit on top of my head, all of which were too overwhelming to deal with. Just break it down to the simplest. And in stillness. That's what the angels are not, my angels are not warm and fuzzy. They'll smack you a little bit when you need that. And you really need to let go of that space where you're staying in the grief and creating that circle thinking of that. Try to focus on all the goodness of it, the gratefulness that you had for them. And I know that sounds really hokey, but that's the answer to this. You have to change the frequency of where you're at in order to change how you're feeling, because what you're feeling is a reflection of the energy you're actually sending out. It can't do any, energy has no morals. It's not judging you. Energy reacts the way energy reacts. It has rules and functions, and those don't vary based on the situation. No matter what, the energy you're sending out, you send back, it comes back. So just, you know, create the world you want and not the world you hate, whatever, however you want to paint that. All right. Well, that's really awesome. But you need to send some of that light to you too, baby. It's like you can be the lighthouse, but you got to make sure the light keeper is like really taken care of. And, you know, finding your emotional center, finding that space where you can turn your brain off and be in that blank space, that will amplify everything you're doing now. It will make that even brighter. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I lost my son last year. I know what you feel. Hard, really, really hard. But it's an opportunity to practice. It's the opportunity to evolve. It's the opportunity to write a new situation. And you always, if you stay connected to the source, you keep releasing that to the source, you keep sending your gratitude to the source. The only thing that can reflect back is love and care and goodness back to you. So, yeah. All right. I hope that helps a little bit. And I'm really deeply empathetic to your pain. All right. Let's see. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let me see. I'm scrolling back here. Okay, Jennifer McCormick. Yep. All right, Jennifer. 3 deep breaths with me. Really focus, okay? Concentrate. Words of wisdom from my friend Jennifer. Words of wisdom from my friend Jennifer. Words of wisdom for my friend Jennifer. Number 24, the angel of protection. You are getting their attention and results are coming in. A new relationship is possible. You've been asleep. Time to wake up to the world and all of its opportunities. Always believe that there will be positive change, steps forward. Stop worrying. New possibilities and opportunities are about to be offered. There are new relationships and new ideas waiting to be discovered. Trust and believe that your ideas are good and have a little more patience. That's always the trick. I need to practice patience with my patients. When it looks like nothing is happening, get ready for an exciting surprise. Your enthusiasm will overflow your cup. Seize the opportunity and the moment. You will know the joy of the best of both worlds. Yeah. Yeah. The tarot card association with this card is Three of Cups. It's like the celebration at the wedding celebration, right? Everybody's having a good time and laughing and connecting. So, goodness on the way for you, Jennifer. Exercise your creativity. I don't know what that really means. They just yelled that out loud. Exercise your creativity. All right. Let me make sure. All right. All right. We've got time for one more. And we're going to serve this up to our good friend and buddy, Michael Zen. Zen, you know the drill, bro. Words of wisdom from my friend Michael Zen. Words of wisdom from my friend Michael Zen. Focus. Words of wisdom from my friend Michael Zen. Number 20, the angel of redemption. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you too, really. Okay, the angel of redemption for Mr. Zen. Okay, it sort of seems to be the theme for the night. Control your emotions. You let your empathy run away with you until you can get lost in each other's feelings. You forget whose feelings are whose. You want to take on healing everyone you meet. Conflicts and intense misunderstandings can throw your relationships out of order if your ego demands that it is right and digs in, making you brittle and inflexible. If you are too possessive or too demanding in a relationship, your own pride can destroy love. The protection of your ego is an illusion and not worth the price you will have to pay. Everything cannot be perfect all the time. An all or nothing attitude will deprive you of what you need. Try not to regress your emotions, but learn to experience them and let them flow through you. Learn to emotionally resurrect and recharge yourself. You are capable of experiencing great joy even in the direst times. I also pull the tarot card for you, which is the Six of Cups. And this card is about the nostalgic look back and remembering the really great times, remembering the love, remembering the experiences, the shared life experience, right? And treasure it and relive it and feel those things again. All right. All righty. Wow. I'm running really late. I'll have to do a quick one. Gene. All right. Gene, concentrate really hard. 3 nice deep breaths. Get really focused. Words of wisdom from my friend Gene. Focus, Gene. Make it sharp. Words of wisdom from my friend Gene. Words of wisdom from my friend Gene. Number 53. The angel of spiritual communication. You have been under pressure and experienced many changes in your life. You've taken on too many responsibilities and your creativity has taken a hit. You can feel oppressed physically and mentally. Genuine change will seem impossible when your load of activities is too great. Stop being the savior of everyone else. Stop taking other people's projects and give back the ones you can. Scrape the built up ice off your windshield and take a good look at the world. Sometimes you take on other people's loads in order to avoid dealing with your own. Man, hello. People pleasing is a rope that binds you. Do you want to be free to travel, to seek adventure and new involvements, yet find yourself caught in an endless circle of responsibilities, family, financial, and work? You take on all the total weight of your relationships, leaving nothing for yourself. It's not your job to always smooth whatever problems, conflicts, or issues arise. Stop. Stop struggling to keep a relationship going while the other person is not even aware of what's happening. Take one step in front of the other, keep your emotions smooth, and know that goodness comes from inside you. All right. Well, I would like to keep going. You're welcome, Michael. But Kelly's going to wring my neck, and we've got to get ready for the next show. So we're going to be wrapping it up for this evening. You're welcome, Carol. Thank you for spending time with us. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, Carol, that would make me so happy. As a matter of fact, in a few weeks, couple months, she sent me a little note going, it worked. That would make me just over the top. All right. So until next week. Oh, well, of course, hit the like, subscribe. Please leave a comment at live down there. Hit that subscribe button, and let's keep the family growing, man. It's a really wonderful, wonderful, wonderful community that we're building here. So let's keep it going. Next week, I'll be having my friend Andrea Morrison on. I had her on a couple months ago. She's a sacral cranial therapist, and I got exposed to it and have since had a couple of sessions with her. Super amazing. I'm going to have her in the shop here with me, and we're going to talk about that, maybe do some live stuff, and see where that goes. If you want to get in touch with me, please, send me an email, wizardofbob.com or brianlar@gmail.com. I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah. My website, wizardofbob.com, like my tarot decks, the angel decks, my whole list of services on there. If you guys are looking for a longer reading, I don't completely suck. Anyway, there's everything's on there. Whatever you need, give me a yell, and we'll work something out. I would love to do it, and it really does help keep the boat flowing. All right, so until next week. Love and thanks for all of you for showing up and spending time. We joyously come to the end of our gathering and send everyone on their happy way. We thank our angels, our guides, and allies for their knowledge, wisdom, and especially their love of the source. With absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, and especially the ugly. Infinite, unconditional love. And our wish for bliss to the source. Until next week, we close our circle. Be